Charlie and Vaggie were both playing Minecraft together. They both enjoyed it very well. Eventually, Vaggie would go to bed as Charlie would stay up late gaming like she normally did. As she stayed up to 3 a.m. until eventually she turned off the game and went to bed. As then she would wake up as her hands looked blocky and everything around her was blocky. As she was in Minecraft, Charlie would say, "Oh, this must be a dream," as she would pinch herself, but did that, it felt so real. But Charlie would say, "This must be a dream. Must wake up, must wake up, must wake up." As she realized that the sun was going down, and she knows what that means. So Charlie would quickly knock down a tree and craft a ladder. As she went on to a tree, she knew that spiders could get her, so she used wood to close herself off. This wasn't the ideal house, but it worked for now, as she simply just sat there. As she got a little hungry, but she couldn't do much. She had to wait throughout the entire night. As she got out, she watched the zombies and mobs burn. As then she went down off the tree and began to search for food or anything like that. As Charlie knew what she was going to have to do, she walked up to a cow and said, I'm sorry, as she punched it and went, "Moo!" in the most horrifying way possible, as she began to cry as she had to slaughter the cows. As Charlie then began to build a furnace by, getting a wooden pickaxe and doing all that stuff. As she got the cobblestone crafted the furnace, she didn't really know what to do now. She could just stay here, or she can slay the Ender Dragon, but she's never actually beaten the game before, so this will be hard. As Charlie went out and started mining, she then tried something, as she would use her magic to destroy the stone. It seems her magic still works, so maybe this won't be hard after all. As she would use her powers to run slightly faster and traverse through Minecraft, until eventually she would run into a village. As she ran into the village, she started to take stuff out of the chest and get settled in. As then she took one of the beds and began to sleep there. As Charlie would build up the defenses of the village, building a wall and putting torches everywhere, so she wouldn't be attacked while she slept. As she would make that her main operation for her to mine and get stronger. As she did this though, she wondered, would everything be okay? Would everything be right? She just has to beat the game. As she kept mining though, an Enderman would teleport behind her. As she looked, she accidentally looked him in the eyes. As the Enderman would, start to scream and charge at Charlie, would then teleport away, and Charlie would say, "Oh, not this." As Charlie would try to use her magic to blast it, the Enderman kept teleporting to place to place to place to place to place. As Charlie got more and more scared, she would then put down a bucket of water and jump, as she landed on the water down below. As then she sighed, she would see a creeper running towards her. As she said, "Why did I think this was a good idea?" To quickly swim up the water she planted, and the Enderman couldn't touch her because, Endermen don't like water. As Charlie climbed to the top, she would then pull out her sword and slaughter the Enderman by standing in water. As she sighed, "Well, that was a close one." As she would go back to bed, she would lay down. As then she rested. As Charlie rested, thoughts came into her mind before she passed out. Thoughts like, would she ever get out of here? Thoughts like, why is she here? As she got up, she then began to continue to mine, to continue to build, to continue to craft, as she started to unlock iron armor and other things like that. As Charlie continued to mine, however, she got lonely. She wished someone else was here, but it seemed like no one else would be. It seemed like that she was the only player one, until she heard a voice. As she heard a voice saying, "Is that you?" Charlie would turn around and see Vaggie. As Vaggie looked at Charlie, Charlie would look at Vaggie, as they both stared at each other, and Charlie would say, "Vaggie, what are you doing here? I started to play the game after you seemed like you were gone. It seems like we're together now." As Vaggie would smile, Charlie would smile back, as then they would kiss and start to work. As Charlie and Vaggie would build things up, they would get ready, building up more gear and preparing, but they wanted netherite armor just to be safe. Their assumption was once they beat the Ender Dragon and beat the game, they could win. But that wasn't really proven. As in Charlie and Vaggie finally got a nether portal going, they would walk into the nether, as they felt the intense heat and saw the gas fly over them and shoot at them, as Charlie would start to move around and dodge them. As the gas shot fireballs at Charlie, Charlie began to get scared. As Vaggie would say, "Don't forget you can deflect them." As Charlie would punch the fireball, it would then deflect back at the gas, destroying it. As Charlie would say, "What about the happy gas?" Vaggie would say, "You haven't played that far yet." Charlie would say, "What?" Vaggie would say, "Nothing." As then they continued. As Charlie and Vaggie would continue through the Nether, eventually they would find rare Nether ore and begin to level up more. It was getting closer and closer. Charlie was truly nervous. She didn't know if she could do it, but she had an idea. As then Charlie and Vaggie would leave, Vaggie would say, "Are you ready, hun?" "Yeah. Let's go find the end." As they would start to slaughter Endermen, Charlie would cry. As Vaggie would say, "What's wrong?" "It just feels so wrong, dude." Vaggie would say, "Hey, we're stuck inside a game. They probably can't even feel." So, "Are you sure, Vaggie?" Vaggie would say, "Yeah. Now let's do this. Let's destroy this stereotype." Charlie would say, "What do you mean stereotype?" "They're tall, dark, don't like water." As then Charlie would say, "That is kind of messed up. I never thought about that till now." As they still started to destroy them and gather materials. As they got the Eyes of Ender, they got the Nether rods, and they were all ready to go. As Charlie and Vaggie then set off to find the stronghold. As Charlie was nervous, fighting this dragon would be hard. She's never beat it on survival before. She's never actually beaten the game. She just plays for fun. And now she's going to have to beat it. All these thoughts raced through her head. Could she even do it? As eventually Charlie and Vaggie would find the portal as they put the Eyes of Ender in and activated it. As Charlie and Vaggie went into the end, everything seemed so calm. Everything seemed so peaceful as they started in their little area. As Charlie and Vaggie both look at each other. As Charlie would say, "Are you ready?" Vaggie would say, "Yeah." As they put on their equipment, they then ran out. As Charlie turned into her demonic form. As then Vaggie would start to fly and destroy the things healing the Ender Dragon. As Charlie would distract it, she would throw stuff at it and go over to fight it. As Charlie would start to fight it, she would try to dodge every attack, but eventually the Ender Dragon would hit her, sending her flying. As right before she flew off into the end, Vaggie would grab her and throw her back up. Vaggie would say, "Why didn't you use your wings?" Charlie would say, "I don't know. It's just something feels off about this." Vaggie would say, "Focus." As all the engines were destroyed, they then began to fight the Ender Dragon. As Charlie and Vaggie would then go after the Ender Dragon with everything they had, pushing themselves to the limit. As this foul beast refused to die so easily. As all the Endermen surrounded him, Charlie would put on a pumpkin so she wouldn't look at him. As then Charlie would stay back and heal Vaggie as Vaggie fought on the front lines. They would take turns going back and forth. As their teamwork seemed impeccable, this Ender Dragon didn't stand a chance. Fighting together, they managed to slaughter it. As then the Ender Dragon would start to blow up. As Charlie would say, "He didn't blow up in the game." As suddenly they would hear a huge boom as they would both fall to the floor. As Charlie could barely even move as she looked down, her legs broken. As Vaggie would pick her up and start to carry her. As Charlie would say, "What now?" Vaggie would say, "Now we jump." "What?" "We reached the end, Charlie. We did it. We beat the game." As Vaggie would jump off the edge, Charlie would say, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" As she began to scream, suddenly she would wake up. As Vaggie would say, "Are you okay? You're making weird noises in your dream." Charlie would say, "I was? Dream? It really was a dream. Isn't it normal to pinch yourself in a dream and to feel pain?" Vaggie would say, "The pinch technique doesn't work for me either." Charlie would go, "Oh, well, noted." So Vaggie would then say, "What'd you dream about, Charlie?" As Charlie would begin to think about it and say, "Well, something about Minecraft. You ever wake up from a dream, remembering everything, then a couple minutes later you just forget it all?" Vaggie would say, "Yeah, that's what happened." Oh well. "You want to play some more Minecraft?" Vaggie would say, "I think we've had enough Minecraft for one day." As then they would both laugh. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did. It was a really fun video to make. And kind of a dumb video. I even know it's blaze rods, not nether rods. I know I missaid some things, but come on, it's a Minecraft video. Who cares? Well, it's the internet. I know someone's gonna be like, you said it with this and this, and Minecraft's not supposed to work like that. And then it's just a video game, and it's just a fun little video. And I don't really care what I say wrong or I say a character wrong, because in the end, they're not real. It's just fiction, and it's just for fun. So I really don't care. So I know some of you do care, and that's fine. But yeah, just letting you know before you let any comment down below. I know I can tell. The worst thing is, a lot of times when I say a mistake, I'll fix it. But sometimes when I'm so tired, I'm like, you know what? Who cares? I'm just gonna leave it in there. You know, they're not real. Who cares? A lot of you do care. Spoiler alert. A lot of you care. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. It means the world to me. I have a lot going on in my life right now. A lot on my plate, you know. Been thinking about things a lot. And, well, I don't know. I don't know where my life is going to be. Does anyone know? I don't think anyone truly knows what their life's going to be like in 5 years. Unless you're, like, old and retired, I guess. That's kind of sad. Huh? I don't know what I'm talking about. It's just... I've been working on 2 channels. Been, like, doing work. You know? As soon as I, finish this video, I think tomorrow I'm going to take I'm still going to post tomorrow, but, like, I'm just going to work on this video, do a little bit of work, and then as soon as I'm just going to relax, maybe get Total War Warhammer. I've been watching everyone play that game. So I am very autistic, so I get obsessed with something for a month, and after that, never think about it again. Till years later, I'll think about it and get obsessed with it again. Do any of you feel like that way? I mean, I assume it's an autistic thing, but maybe it's not an autistic thing. Maybe it's just a thing that happens to everyone. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Is that a normal thing that happens, or is it just me? Because I'm actually very, very curious to see. Also, I heard in the news yesterday that they brought back an extinct animal. That is huge. Barely anyone was talking about it. This is the first time in history they ever brought back an animal from extinction. That's like Jurassic Park stuff. That is insane. Now, it's only been extinct for 10,000 years, which is a long time, don't get me wrong, but geologically standards is not. So they were able to use its DNA, which isn't too different from a modern wolf. Now, if something's been extinct for millions of years, it might be too different from modern animals. They might not be able to bring it back in the womb like they did with the direwolf. But yeah, I still think it's pretty cool. And if you guys like science, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't, tell me you hate me or something. I don't know. Goodbye.